Good morning, Kentuckiana. It is definitely a day to grab that umbrella on your way out the door. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Brooke Hash, joined by meteorologist Matthew Willoughby, talking about all things rain in the forecast. Not the greatest for your start to your Friday, especially as we track the traffic as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really seeing some widespread showers out there for you this morning as we at least come to the end of the week. Yeah, really not the best weather out there for us as we're beginning to see some widespread showers out there for you. Taking a closer look throughout Kentucky, and still seeing some heavier showers start to roll in throughout Evansville, back into English and Paoli for this morning. Overall, looking throughout the Louisville metro, you can still be getting some breaks in throughout the rain for us just within the next, I'd say, 20 minutes, but eventually they'll start to fill back in heading towards about 9 o'clock today. Downtown, you can see the light sprinkles still out there with some cloudy conditions and temperatures still into the lower 50s throughout the area. A little bit cooler heading up into Seymour and Madison into the mid to upper 40s. As we look at the next 12 hours, yeah, we'll continue to see those rain chances all throughout the day. And we'll see those temperatures warm up into the upper 50s, closer to the lower 60s today. And that weekend forecast, some sunshine with an early shower possible for your Saturday, back into the upper 50s. And as we head towards your Sunday, we're looking at some sunnier and warmer weather on the way for us as we go towards your Sunday. And eventually, what's ahead though, we'll be drying out nicely for the weekend, but we are welcoming back more rain on the way for us as we head towards next week as well. I'll be timing that out coming up in just a few minutes. Now let's get a look at that traffic tracker for this morning and tell you what to expect on those roadways. As we look outside right now, yes, definitely seeing a few slowdowns along I-65 for this morning, and also along the Waterson Expressway. So we are seeing a crash, at least along the Waterson Expressway for this morning. There's one lane blocked in the right-hand shoulder block due to that crash just on the Waterson near Southern Parkway, that is. So as you give a look at those roadways, yeah, take it nice and slow as we do have some wet roads out there for this morning. We'll send it back over to you, Brooke.
All right, thanks so much, Matt. Our top story this morning, JCPS proposed major changes to the next school year to help solve the district's $132 million budget crisis. Superintendent Dr. Brian Yearwood is recommending closing or consolidating several schools. Zachary Taylor and King Elementary, Liberty High School, and Waller-Williams Environmental School are all on the chopping block. So let's get to Gabriel Gonzalez. Gabe, the district says it's looking at selling off some of those buildings.
Hey, good morning, Brooke. Yeah, low enrollment is really hitting Zachary Taylor and King Elementary hard. Right now, Zachary Taylor sits below 50% capacity, while King Elementary is at about 70% capacity, and both of those schools could be sold if this deal does go through. Now, there are two other schools on this list. Liberty High School is facing closure because that school is a credit recovery option, but JCPS says that model is no longer needed. Students would return to their home schools and receive personal learning plans, and that property would not be sold. Waller-Williams Environmental School may be relocated because of low enrollment, and operating, it's just at 39% capacity. Under the proposal, students would move to schools in the Fairdale area. We talked with a JCPS board member about these recommendations.
I'm sure there's going to be some pushback. I mean, based on people that have been there, they love the school. It's a community staple. What I've been hearing from the community since I've been on the board is like they want things like this. They want to see us be more efficient with tax dollars.
JCPS also proposes moving the Georgia Chaffee Teenage Parent Program, which has 21% enrollment, to the Gaines Early Childhood Center on the Louisville Male High School campus. Now, the proposal to close and sell these schools, it does have to be approved by the JCPS board, and there is a meeting on December 9th, so in just a couple of weeks. And of course, we'll bring you all of that information when that happens. Brooke.
Gabe, thank you. And now that is a lot of change for some of you, and JCPS is asking for your feedback on the plan. If you have any thoughts or questions on the proposals, you can attend any of 3 forums next month from December 1st through the 3rd. They all start at 5, go about till 6 o'clock. We have those locations on our website, WHAS11.com. The NTSB revealed its preliminary findings on the UPS plane crash in Louisville this week. Investigators said they found evidence of fatigue cracks and overstress failure in the left engine's pylon mount. Take a look at some of these photos from that report. You can see the left engine and the pylon connector, that's what connects the engine to the wing, completely separate from the plane, and the engine flies off on fire. We also learned the plane never got higher than 30 feet in the air and did not climb above the air traffic control tower, as it is right there passing over parked semi-trucks. During the few seconds of flight, the jet's left landing gear scraped the roof of a UPS warehouse building before crashing. We spoke with our longtime aviation expert, Reed Yaden, and ABC News aviation contributor, Colonel Stephen Ganyard. Both focused on those fatigue cracks on that pylon mount, again, the area connecting the engine to the wing.
I would think there was a lot of stress on that pylon when that engine started destroying itself. Something tore it loose. So which came first? What set the chain of events in motion?
This airplane was due for an inspection that would have found these cracks, but not for several years. And so the FAA needs to go back and see, is our inspection interval sufficient? Obviously not in this case, and they will need to have these airplanes inspected on a much more regular basis.
It is important to note these pictures cover less than 2 seconds in time. That's how quickly it happened. The crash killed 14 people, injured 23 others, and caused immense amounts of property damage and forced businesses to close their doors due to the investigation. Kentucky Truck Parts and Service is one of them. Employees still can't get to the shop because of the debris from the crash. Still has Grade Lane closed. Sabit Aliv is keeping those lost in the crash and their families in his thoughts. But he's also been out of work for 2 weeks now, and the bills are still due.
We lost probably, in just the business of this 2 weeks, we lost probably $20,000-$30,000, maybe more than that.
Now, Aliv said it took around 2 weeks to finally hear from UPS directly about how his business was affected. He's hoping to learn in the next couple of months what it'll look like soon and when he can get back to work. The Louisville Orchestra honored the 14 lives lost with a powerful night of remembrance. About 1,200 people attended the free tribute concert over at the Kentucky Center for Performing Arts. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg read each victim's name aloud and held a moment of silence. And then people heard 6 pieces that musical director Teddy Abrams says spoke to loss and solidarity. People we spoke to spoke about the power music has to connect the community.
I just believe that music has a way of uplifting someone that's feeling down, and it has a way of encouraging to keep moving towards God's purpose and God's vision.
Right now, the city is still encouraging people and businesses affected by the crash to turn to that community resource center. A Kentucky boy's killer will remain in prison for the rest of his sentence. The Kentucky Parole Board ordered to keep Ronald Exantis here after a state law released him early. Exantis admitted to killing 6-year-old Logan Tipton in Versailles back in 2015, but a jury found him not guilty by reason of insanity. He was, however, sentenced to 20 years for assaulting Logan's sisters and father, but he was released on mandatory reentry supervision in October, despite the parole board wanting to keep him in. Police in Florida arrested him not long after for failing to register as a felon. The parole board revoked his mandatory reentry supervision, ordered him to remain incarcerated for the remainder of his sentence, which is 10 more years. Exantis is currently being held at the Kentucky State Reformatory in LaGrange. Right now, LMPD is looking for another person in connection to a deadly shooting on Derby weekend. It happened early that Saturday morning in the Kroger parking lot on West Broadway, killing 2 people and hurting another. Earlier this week, a grand jury indicted Reggie Rahim on 2 counts of murder. Police say surveillance video helped them identify him, but now they're looking for a second person.
What we don't know at this stage is who actually shot the third person that is alive. We know that he's suffering, or facing the 2 counts of murder of the 2 that are deceased, but the person who was assaulted by gunfire, that person is still unknown at this time.
If you have information that can help police, call that anonymous tip line 574-LMPD. They also have an online portal. Happening today, a lot of smiles will fill Kentuckiana courtrooms as families celebrate Adoption Day. Here in Jefferson County alone, judges are finalizing 40 adoptions just today. Over in Floyd County, officials say they will be also approving several adoptions this morning. So a big congratulations to all of those kiddos, the parents, their siblings, other family members that'll be there. It is a big day and a great occasion to celebrate.